Alright, so we're ready to start our first program. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the Arduino homepage, which is arduino.cc, and we're going to go to the download link to get the software. Now, as you'll have noted in your previous research, the Arduino software is free. It is what's called open source software. It's very easy to install. Depending on which system you are using, you will scroll down here and you will find that there's a number of different options. For this one, I'm using the Mac OS X, so I'm going to click on it and follow the steps. As is with Windows, if you click on it, it'll download it and you'll install it using the typical Windows steps. While it's downloading, I'd like to talk about what we're getting ready to do here. We're going to install it, and then we're going to create our first thing, which is called a sketch. A sketch is just another term for a program, and it allows us to write the things in order and then run a simple program on Arduino. Now my download is done, I'm going to open it up. So once it's done downloading, it will be in my downloads folder in the Finder, and you should see the icon down there. And all you want to do is just copy it and then paste it either to your desktop or documents, wherever you want to find it to access it readily. The thing that's unique about the Arduino file is that it's all self-contained, so wherever the folder is, that's where all the programming occurs. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and I'm going to create my first initial sketch. And you'll see here that I get this screen, and I have a basic tab up here. I have a few different buttons: verify, upload, new, open, and save. I can also go over here to the right, and I can look up the serial monitor, which basically lets me know which Arduino is connected. It'll also tell me down here which Arduino is connected. Arduino Uno on COM1 is what I have it set up to. And there's a few extra steps. I'll include a video in this lecture that's a supplemental material if you have issues getting the Arduino actually connected. But what we want to do is we want to create a basic program that makes an LED blink. So I have also attached some source code to kind of get us started here, and we're going to talk about that code momentarily. So the first example, like I said, we're going to use is a blink example, and we're going to make an LED blink. And there's actually a number of built-in examples here in Arduino that we can use. So if I just go to File, Examples, O1 Basics, and I'm going to find Blink, and click on it, you'll see that opens up a new window with a new sketch. And over here, you'll see that we have some things called comments. Comments basically tell us what the program is doing, and this is actually a block comment, which means that this entire thing is ignored by the processor. Essentially, it takes this and just pulls out and throws it away when it does the process of what's called compiling a program, or changing it from the text that we see here into something that the microcontroller can actually understand. So it will pull this out, and it will pull any of these out as well, and you'll notice that the comments appear in this brownish yellowish color. And a block comment is denoted by a forward slash and an asterisk, and closed by a slash, an asterisk and a forward slash. These are known as opening and closing tags, and they contain these things in here, so this entire thing is all excluded. Another way of doing a comment is just 2 forward slashes, and you'll notice that each of these is a comment unto themselves as well. And then below we have our first thing, which is a variable of the type integer. Now, we discussed previously what the different data types are and how that works. So we've named it LED, and it's 13. And if we go down here, we'll see that it runs the setup function, which basically allows us to run the program. And we're going to set the pin mode to value 13 and output. So it's going to basically have this 13, which is the port number, and its output is what it's going to set up as. And then it's going to loop or repeat this sequence of things here, which is digital write, LED high, delay for what looks like a really, really long time, but that's actually only a second because it's in milliseconds. So that's 1,000 is actually 1 second. but it's 1,000 milliseconds. And then it's going to write low, and then it's going to delay another second before going again. So what we've done here in total is we've created a variable called LED, which is set to the value 13. We set the pin mode of pin 13 to output instead of input. So we're going to be sending messages out of the Arduino. And then we have it run this function called a loop, which repeats itself over and over and over again. And all it does is it writes to port 13 high, which means run electricity through it, and then delay for a second, and then low, which means cut the electricity off to it, and then delay another second. And so that way it'll just continue alternating forever, or until we reset the program or cut the power to the Arduino. So this is a very simple program, and we can download it, but there's a problem. We need to be able to actually diagram this program and figure out how we should wire up our LED, and then make sure that everything's connected correctly before we actually try to run the program. So at this point, you will want to go ahead and save this program. So we're just going to go File, Save As, and then you can save it to your documents if you want to. You can save it in the Arduino folder. However you want to do that is completely up to you. And then you would just click Save. Since this is an example, there's not really a need to save it because we can always pull it back up later. But we do have this program now, but we need to actually go and diagram the actual circuit before we download this. So what I would like you to do for this particular assignment is, now that we've learned how to open a program in Arduino and we've learned how to connect our Arduino microcontroller to the computer and get it ready to download, what you need to do is you need to create a screencast using screencast-o-matic.com. I'll include a link for that as well in the supplemental materials. And I just want you to create a screencast of yourself stepping me through how to download Arduino and then how to get this Blink program up and open and ready to go. So that will be your next assignment. Once you've done that, you'll need to post that to your YouTube channel and simply call that Getting Started with Arduino. So that'll be your first assignment for this, and then the next lecture will show you exactly how to create a mock-up of our circuit before we actually write the circuit up and run the program.